What's going on, everybody? Your boy Man up here back at you with one more video. Now, what I'm going to do is do two articles in one video, that is, talking about the gender wage gap. Because there is no such thing. That's just something feminists came up with to try to say that men get paid more money and women deserve the same amount, blah, 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 all that crap that they came up with. I've always said, name me one job here in the United States of America, within the 50 states of America, name me one company that pays more just because you're a man, pays less just because you're a woman. Name one. I've asked that question over a year ago and have yet to get an answer because there is none. Anyway. Let me go ahead and get into this article, and then I'm going to give my thoughts. I'm going to read both articles, then I'm going to give my thoughts. The gender pay gap in the United States is the ratio of female to male, median or average, depending on the source, yearly earnings among full-time, year-round workers. As of 2021, the most recent figures place the average woman's earnings at around 80% of the average man's, through his variety significantly between occupations. The extent to which discrimination plays a role in explaining gender wage disparities is difficult to qualify due to a number of potential confounding variables. A 2010 research review by the majority staff of the United States Congress Joint Economic Committee report the studies have consistently found unexplained pay differences even after controlling the measurable factors that are assumed to influence earnings, suggestive of unknown, unmeasurable contributing factors of which gender discrimination may be one. Other studies have found direct evidence of discrimination. For example, more jobs went to women when the applicant sex was unknown during the hiring process than when it was known. Other factors that have been speculated to contribute to the gap include the greater value placed on non-wage benefits and differences in willingness and or skills negotiated salaries. See, people don't think about that stuff either. They just said it. Your skills can negotiate your salary. But let me go ahead and get into the second article. Now, the second article here is kind of the study that was done back in 2010. I thought the study was done back in the 90s, but whatever. Because I've heard people talking about this in the 90s, but whatever. So let me go ahead and read this, and then I will, like I said, get my thoughts on everything. Stark pay differences between men and women remain in this country. In 2010, women made an average about 77 cents, for every dollar men made. While this number is up from 58.8 cents per dollar earned in 1975, it remains a fair cry from the point where women make equal pay for equal work. While critics of movement for pay equality often dismiss the gender pay gap as one due completely to occupational and lifestyle choices. I'm going to read that again. And while critics of the movement for pay equality often dismisses the gender pay gap as one due completely to occupational and lifestyle choices, a rigorous analysis of data by labor economist Francine Blake, and Lawrence Kahn found that over 40% of the pay gap cannot be explained by such differences, concluding that there is evidence that discrimination does still continue to exist. But the gender pay isn't just an issue of fairness, it is also a question of economic empowerment, both for working women and for their families. In 2010, the median full-time working man took home $47,715 in earnings, while the median full-time working woman made only $36,931. That's 77.4% of that amount, or $10,784 less. I'm going to keep going because I got something I want to say. Because me and me always been talking about this. Because of this gap, women working full-time are able to afford less education, housing, transportation, food, and healthcare for themselves and their families than their male counterparts. As a result, women and female-headed households are more likely to be in poverty and less likely to have health insurance. The pay gap translates into a significant economic disadvantage for women and their families, especially when nearly 2/3, that's 63.9% of women, are now either the primary breadwinner or a co-breadwinner, bringing home at least 25% of their family's income. Examine the graphics below to see what women and their families could afford annually and over a 40-year career, and the gender pay gap did not exist. I read that so wrong. Let me start that one over again. I read that so wrong. Examine the infographics below to see what women and their families could afford annually and over a 40-year career if the gender pay gap did not exist. What could you do with an extra $10,784 per year, or an extra $431,360? Damn, over 40 years. Damn, I can't read all of a sudden. So I'm gonna show y'all these graphs. I'm gonna let y'all take a look at it if y'all want to. Like I said, I got something I want to say. And I'm pretty sure y'all did not see it in none of these two articles that I read. Okay, in those articles that I just read, here's what they left out. First, they didn't talk about what kind of jobs. Because notice in the first one, it did say depending on the kind of job that the man has and his skills. Now, women are not going to work. You hear what I just said right there? Women are not going to work these very physical demanding jobs because by nature, they can't do it. They're not as physically strong as men. So you get paid more. On average, men make more money because we are the breadwinners. And women, I know those articles talking about full-time women and full-time men working year-round. But a woman could still be a full-time worker, but let's just say something happened with the kids. You take off from work or you leave early because your kid got sick or your kid got injured. Who is more likely to take off from work? The woman. No work, no pay, right? Yeah, she might be scheduled as a full-time worker, but when you clock out because of whatever reason, or you don't clock in, no work, no pay. So that's going to bring your income down. Let's just talk about when the woman has the baby. Yeah, she get FMLA. Is it the same amount as the woman when, as she normally would make? No, it's significantly less. She might make, I'm just going to throw out a number, she might make $2,000 a month if she was actually going to work. When you sign up for FMLA, you're not going to get that same $2,000. You might get $1,500 or $1,300 or whatever. It's going to be a little bit less. But you still getting paid. Men don't have that option. If we get FMLA to take off, it'd be like 2 weeks. And we're not getting paid for that because we didn't physically have the baby. Woman did. Now, the woman could still sit at home, collect those checks for however long the job allows her. Some jobs I've seen 6 months. Some jobs I've seen 2-3 months. It just depends on the job, of course. Now, the man, I've seen some jobs that don't allow the man to take a couple of weeks off to be with the mother. I've seen some jobs that give him only a month. But the woman is still getting paid and she's still considered full-time. So that study back in 2010, again, I thought the study was back in the 90s, but I could be wrong. Anyway, that study that was done did not take in those factors. It just took in however many women and men. I'm just going to throw out a number and say it took in 100 women, 100 men. How much you get paid per month, women? Per year, women. How much you get paid per year, men? Oh, the man makes more money. It didn't say what kind of job he worked. It didn't say the skills that he had. It didn't count in the more dangerous jobs, the more physical jobs that get paid more. It did not equate all of that stuff. It just said, well, men get paid more money. That's because men are out there doing the more physical and dangerous jobs. And really, on average, if you really sit back and you think about this, if you sit back and you think about this right now in your own life, people that you've seen, you know, your friends, your family, women are more likely to take part-time jobs than men. Women take more part-time jobs because they have a family to attend. They know they drop the kids off at school at a certain time, pick them up at a certain time. So they say, okay, I'm going to get a part-time job around my kids' school schedule. So that way I can still pick them up, take them to school and pick them up from school. Go work 4-5 hours a day during the time the kids are in school. You see what I'm saying? That's what women normally do. Men, on the other hand, typically, for the most part, I'm putting it like that for a reason because I know there are some other cases, for the most part, don't do that. Women do. So, as you can see, those studies did not take everything into factor. The first one did say depending on the skills, and you can negotiate your salary, which you can depending on your skills and how qualified you are to do the job. And I know a lot of women going to argue and a lot of women's going to ignore this and all that crap. But if you really do the research yourself and look it up, that study did not equate every single thing that goes into play. They just said, lady 1 through 100, how much do y'all make per year? Man 1 through 100, how much do you make per year? Oh, the men make more money. Have you ever thought about why in a lot of cases, men make more money? No, you haven't. I just gave you a bunch of examples. I have yet to ever see a female construction worker. And I'm not talking about construction workers that just standing there holding up the sign trying to direct traffic. No, I'm talking about the woman with the jackhammer, or the woman that's slinging those sledgehammers, the woman that's going down in those sewers and all that. No, I have never, ever in my life seen it. Not once seen it. Huh? There are females on my job that physically can't do it because they're not strong enough. They're not physically strong enough and physically capable to keep this up on a regular basis. Us men have to go and help them pick up these things and push and carry and pull and all that stuff. I see that every day on my job. Huh? Come on now. I see this every day on my job. Yeah, there's what, about 4 women working there? But versus like what, 30 men? Well, more than that, but I'm just saying. Just trying to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Huh? And then those women be saying the same damn thing on my job. And I'll be like, wait a minute. I trained y'all. Been here way longer than y'all. And you're getting paid the same amount I am. So let's not start that. I've had this same argument with them. Let's not start that. I trained y'all. Been here longer than y'all, of course, because I'm your trainer. And y'all still getting paid the same amount as me? Man, you don't get out here with that nonsense. And I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to ask this again. Name me one job that pays more just because you're a man. And it's no secret. Companies love to save money and make money. That's no secret. So if they can save money by hiring nothing but women, don't you think no man would be on this earth working right now? Well, at least in America. I'm going to put it like that, America. Don't you think there would be no man working at all? If a company can pay you less to do the same amount of work, the same job, same amount of work, don't you think it'll be nothing but women working? Not one man will be able to work right now? We would have to create some kind of side hustle. We'd be at home all taking care of the kids. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's no secret. Companies love to save and make money. So if they can save money by hiring women, since women say that men get paid more, women get paid less, don't you think we're going to go by that logic? Don't you think that these companies, I'm just going to say Walmart, I'm going to say Burger King, I'm going to say whatever company, I can't think of nothing off the top of my head, but whatever company, don't you think that these companies hire nothing but women? Not one man in here in America will be able to work if that was true. Oh, you didn't think that? Oh, you just wanted to argue and talk shit? Oh, okay. On that note, this is your boy Man Up. I'm Chunga the Deuce. I'll holler at y'all.